Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wishing you the clearest blue skies tonight. Patronato taking on Botafogo, the leaders of the Brasileirão. O Glorioso coming off a 2-0 victory against Grêmio. 10-point lead now for O Glorioso in the Brazilian First Division. David Miguel with you tonight. You can check me out on Twitter at DavidMiguel330. That's at DavidMiguel330 for any comments on this match or other matches. The 2023 Sudamericana. This two-leg playoff starting tonight in Patronato, Argentina. It's been raining pretty much the entire day. It's going to be slippery out there for these two sides. Interim head coach tonight, Claudio Casapa, going to be giving out the signals for O Glorioso as they look to win on the road. But El Patron will look to deliver the first punch in this home and home. Next week, of course, in Rio de Janeiro. On July the 19th, couple of changes to the starting lineup for El Patron, El Santo, the Red and Blacks, however you want to call them. A team founded all the way back in 1914. And there's the head coach of Patronato, Rodolfo De Paoli, just 44 years of age. Jorge Valdez Chamorro, talking about the importance of being aggressive from the outset against this Botafogo side. Giardello also getting the start in the back for los rojinegros, in unfamiliar territory, able to advance to the playoff with a huge victory against Nacional on match day 6. A player definitely to watch tonight, Juan Cruz Esquivel, number 7. Going to be starting as a left winger for this one against O Glorioso, the side from Rio de Janeiro. But yeah, it's a Botafogo side that introduced their head coach in Rio earlier today. Bruno Lage, going to be taking over permanently soon. So already introduced in Rio, didn't make the trip to Paraná for this one. Of course, the head coach, the interim head coach of O Glorioso, electing not to start Cheche tonight, seeing if he can do some damage with some youngsters up front, including Breno Rodriguez. Going to be getting the start tonight also in a surprise for Botafogo. But Patronato, of course, in the second division of Argentina, losing to Alvarado 2-0 in domestic play. But again, picking up that huge victory against El Verde de la Montaña by 1-0 in Colombia. Their featured player tonight, Janderson, an important piece for this Botafogo side. Several good players also on the bench for O Glorioso. Of course, that includes Luis Segovia, the Ecuadorian who spent some time with Independiente del Valle before joining this Botafogo side. El Alvinegro Carioca. So many nicknames for this Botafogo team. But it's a cold one in Paraná. Just under 50 degrees Fahrenheit for the start of this one. People out there with their ponchos, raincoats. Lots of wind expected for this one. So it's going to be very quite the adventure for both of the netminders tonight. So important to get shots from deep. Nicolás Domingo last year playing with Bonfield, scoring in the Sudamericana, a magnificent strike in the draw against Santos. So Nicolás Domingo, the elder statesman on this Patronato side, among the first 11. Going to talk about the starting lineups in just a few moments. Also, Lucas Peji, the goalkeeper for Botafogo, making so many big stops from shots outside the box. He, along with Alexander Dominguez of Liga de Quito, making a dozen saves for shots outside the box so far in this 2023 Sudamericana. Of course, Liga de Quito capturing this tournament in 2009 on what was a majestic run. So happy you joined us tonight. The other side of the glory, the 2023 Sudamericana playoff match day 1. David Miguel with you tonight. You can check me out on Twitter at DavidMiguel330. That's at DavidMiguel330 on Twitter. Always exciting when Argentines and Brazilians do battle in any competition, especially in CONMEBOL play. Nicolás Domingo, 38 years young. And the fans are already getting into it, despite the rain. You can hear them chanting the players' names before 20 minutes before the match even got underway when they were introducing the lineups. There's a look at Victor Cuesta, the Argentine international, ready to get this ball rolling. And the sounds of this beautiful game, the other side of the glory. The referees from Bolivia tonight. And the video assistant referee from Uruguay, Andrés Ismael Cunha. Yeah, thank you for watching the channel. I'm actually, doing the match for BN tonight. It's going to be airing on BN in the United States and also around the world. So we got the world feed, but should be an entertaining match tonight between Botafogo and El Patron, Patronato. So many names for the Argentine side. And the starting 11 now for El Patron. Julio Salva getting the start in goal. Yeah, so Julio Salva, Ojeda, Girardello, Nicolás Domingo, Lautaro Geminiani, Barignaga, Fabio Vasquez, Damian Arce, Novero up front also, Jorge Valdez Chamorro, and number 7, the left winger, Juan Cruz Esquivel, the starting 11 for Rodolfo De Paoli, who took over just under a month ago. Most recently coached Barraca Central, just 44 years of age for Rodolfo De Paoli. The head referee for tonight's matchup, Jerry Vargas of Bolivia. First assistant referee, Jose Antelo. Eduard Saavedra, and the fourth referee also from Bolivia. We talked about the VAR official for tonight, Andrés Cunha of Uruguay. And check that out also. One of the referees in the back, Hector Baldassi. The Argentine, so much experience, Baldassi. And he's in there to help out the VAR team. The two captains, Nicolás Domingo and Massal. Tonight marking the first ever meeting between these two sides in CONMEBOL play, and it should be an exciting one anytime these two countries face off in CONMEBOL competition. And the starting 11 now for Botafogo, Lucas Peji, Victor Cuesta, the Argentine, Massal, Felipe Sampaio, Di Placido, the other Argentine, Danilo Barbosa, Carlos Eduardo Breno, also getting the start up front with 3 forwards up top for Botafogo, including Carlos Alberto Junior Santos, also getting the start. And Janderson, we mentioned him, making the reappearing in the starting 11 for Casapa. We complete the moment of silence for a man that many people admired, of course, Pelé. Underway from the Estadio Bartolomé Grela. The Sudamericana playoff, the winner of this one will face Guarani in the round of 16. So happy you joined us tonight. Wishing everybody the clearest blue skies. Lots of rain here. Patronato for this one. Rain basically the entire day. Going to be slipping and sliding out there, these two sides. Shots from long distance expected. Going to be an adventure for both of the netminders, but they're both very experienced goalies for this one. Patronato looking for a glorious start here against O Glorioso. No pun intended. Juan Cruz Esquivel, our featured man of the match. El Patron founded all the way back in 1914 by Father Bartolome Grela. And the stadium, of course, named after Grela. Played forward by Massal. Carlos Eduardo with the back heel. A struggle near the center circle. As a look at 22-year-old Breno. Before joining Botafogo, of course, spent some time with Goiás from 2019 to 2021, making over 60 appearances. Born in Santana, Brazil. Lucas Peji. Played back by El Patron. Gemignani. And a big battle going on out there with Junior Santos. Massal set to take this set piece. We mentioned El Patron losing to Alvarado on Saturday in match day 25 of league play. Long throw in now by O Glorioso. Esquivel. Valdez Chamorro. Nice slide tackle by Felipe Sampaio. There's a look at the 44-year-old head coach, Rodolfo De Paoli. De Paoli, a match commentator also after his playing days. Carlos Alberto. Great back heel, Carlos Alberto. The pass intended for Janderson, broken up. This time, it goes off the head of Botafogo. Claudio Casapa, the interim head coach. Yeah, we talked about that. Bruno Lage, introduced in Rio on this Wednesday, but not making the trip to Paraná for this one, but going to be taking over the Raids after Casapa was filling in on an interim basis for this Botafogo side. Botafogo with 12 victories and 2 setbacks so far through 14 match days of the Brasileirão. Flamengo and Grêmio, of course, in second place with 26. And Los Alvinegros fresh off that 2-0 victory against Luis Suarez and Grêmio of Porto Alegre. Giraldello going to take this throw-in for Los Rojinegros. This time it goes off the boots of Carlos Alberto. Felipe Sampaio, one of the newcomers to the starting lineup, along with Breno. Played forward for Junior Santos. Danilo Barbosa taken down. Interim head coach Claudio Casapa saying before this one, talking about how it is a cold evening so far. At least he said so before the match. A very cold night expected. And before the game starts, some teams suffer that. It's a disadvantage, but once the ball gets rolling, the starting 11 will get used to the weather. You see everybody in the stands with their overcoats, raincoats. Here's Di Placido, who when asked what is a good result on this Wednesday evening, he said, "We came out here to win. Carlos Alberto, the super sub, huge in the victory against Gremio, of course, coming on late in that match. And, of course, scoring a goal less than 90 seconds after that. So, rewarded with the start against El Patron this evening. The referee from Bolivia looking to restore order. Yes. Got a big puddle out there, puddle of mud. Yeah. So hopefully this will not affect the trajectory of this match. And it was Nicolas Domingo, the veteran, noticing the hole out there. The Estadio Bartolomé Grela, of course, named after the father Bartolomé Grela. And the stadium opened all the way back in 1956. Been some work done to the stadium over the past couple months, and they're going to try to fix just that. The stadium had some issues. Patronato had played their match against Olimpia in Santa Fe, and that was at the Estadio Estanislao Lopez. Of course, a 2-0 setback for El Patron, and they've made their way back to Paraná for this one. Tonight, as we continue the road to Montevideo, the site of the final of the Sudamericana, that match will be played in the Uruguayan capital on October the 28th. As these two sides look to continue their Sudamericana dreams. Los Albinegros have reached the quarterfinals of this tournament on 2 occasions. And will look to make a deep run in 2023. They do have a worthy adversary tonight. Carlos Eduardo. Out wide now. Looking for Junior Santos. Santos looks to find an escape. Defended by Geminiani. Casapa electing not to start Chiquinho Soares, the leading goal scorer of the Brasileirão. See if he comes on later. Nice throw in here. Massal. Massal made over 30 appearances with Wolverhampton in England from 2020 to 2022 before joining Los Albinegros. Carlos Alberto, defended by Esquivel. Di Placido pushes up. Wonderful pass by Di Placido. You can hear the puddle of water. You can hear and see the puddle of water jumping up from our vantage point here in the stadium. Gaston Novedo. Geminiani. And El Patron here winning the free kick. Just getting started at the Estadio Bartolo Megrela. Thanks so much for tuning in. All of our friends around the world. David Miguel with you. You can check me out on Twitter at David Miguel 330. That's at David Miguel 330 for any comments on the Sudamericana playoff. Or also the Libertadores that'll be starting up again in the month of August. Vasquez, Girardello pushing forward. Barinaga. See who takes this one between Barinaga and France. The in-swinger inside the box, dangerous cross, but unable to get a full connection on the cross. But nonetheless, with this bad weather, those are very, very dangerous. Difficult to clear out also, as El Patron issues his first warning. As it just went out of the reach of Sergio Ojeda. So far, Botafogo, 57% on the ball possession. But El Patron looking to see if they can counter. Great slide tackle by Felipe Sampaio. Damien Arce. Arce. The give and go. Geminiani. Sloppy touch. And played all the way out by Botafogo. O Glorioso coming off 2 straight draws on the road, looking to extend their unbeaten streak away from Rio. Long pass intended for Junior Santos. One back by the Red and Blacks. The spin by Barinaga. Defended by Janderson. Great ball. Novero has some space. Arce offers some support. On a regular day, could have been a different result on that through pass, but going to be slipping and sliding out here. The keeper coming off his line. Quite the adventure. Woo. The pass by Novero. Looks like Splash Mountain out there. For some of you who have been to Disneyland, of course, in California, in Anaheim, California, on the west coast of the United States. Damien Arce, 32 years of age, getting the start this evening. The man from Ezeiza. Ezeiza, of course, where La Albiceleste holds a lot of their training sessions whenever they prepare for World Cup qualifiers or whatnot. Copa Americas also. Yeah, Damien Arce spent some time with Instituto and spent 2021 and 2022 with Santiago Wanderers in Chile. One back by El Patron. Arce, Barinaga. Good ball possession, but this time it ends poorly. A late challenge. Yeah, unnecessary challenge there by Fabio Vasquez. De Paoli giving instructions out there before the match, talking about that his Patronato side facing perhaps the most difficult rival in the draw. Of course, Botafogo finishing in second place in their group, Liga de Quito winning that group. But De Paoli just talking about they couldn't have faced a more difficult opponent, an opponent also capable of winning this tournament. So De Paoli knows he has his hands full. But the head coach also mentioned that his team has to be able to beat anybody. A lot of the time it depends just on the moments of the game as to which team will advance. In this case, to the round of 16, where they'll be taking on Guarani, the side from Paraguay. There's the late contact. Di Placido and the jersey tug against Carlos Alberto. The referee from Bolivia looking to restore order before this free kick for Botafogo. It's played inside the 6. Esquivel able to get a boot to it, but the first corner kick. Carlos Eduardo going to take this one. Victor Cuesta makes the run inside the box. Cleared away by Girardello. Still no score from the Estadio Bartolomé Grela, stadium founded all the way back in 1956. Junior Santos cuts it back. Junior Santos. Nice slide tackle by El Patron. They avoid the corner kick. It will be a throw-in instead. Well done by Gemignani. Massa trying to get the corner instead of using the throw-in method. Massa to the near post. The ball bouncing around, confusion in the box. Masal tees it off. Oh, the first chance played absolutely wide by Carlos Alberto. There's one more look. The cross was where it needed to be, but Carlos Alberto unable to put it on target. Joel Giraldello going to take this throw in for El Patron. Rodolfo De Paoli taking over in the middle of June and now sees himself in a decisive home-and-home matchup. Lucas Peji. Great delivery. Massa. And too much pace on that one for Junior Santos. It's a Botafogo side that did not lose in the group phase, of course, picking up 2 victories, 4 draws. The only team in the playoff that did not lose over the first 6 match days, but 2 draws against Liga de Quito, both scoreless draws, and victories on 2 occasions against Cesar Vallejo, and also 2 draws against Magallanes of Chile. Massal wins it back. The pass intended for Janderson. Janderson still in possession. And the late challenge for Sergio Ojeda. But maybe a smart foul because Janderson could have gone alone against Budinho. So Ojeda, if you're keeping score at home, getting the first yellow card of this match, minute 26. Masan and Carlos Eduardo. See which one of these two takes it. Of course, Carlos Eduardo. Carlos Eduardo scoring a gorgeous free kick against Universidad Cesar Vallejo in the group phase of this competition. Here's Carlos Eduardo. Played out wide from Masan. Long throw in by Massa. Sloppy play at the back. The back heel for Masal. Masal puts it inside the 6. And somehow El Patron able to clear it from danger. Girardello leaves his feet for the slide tackle. Special thanks to our viewer, Alejo Tentori, rooting on Botafogo tonight. Janderson, too much pace on that one. Still no scores. We approach the half-hour mark at the Estadio Bartolomé Grela. Carlos Eduardo. It's one back momentarily by O Glorioso. Esquivel. Nice touch by Gaston Novero. And Masal has time to play it all the way back for Lucas Peji. Those back passes to the goalkeeper, though, in this kind of weather, with lots of rain, very dangerous. The ball could just stop on a puddle. Junior Santos. And he's taken down by Gemignani. Nicolas Domingo pleading his case against Vargas. Los Albinegros asking for a handball in there, and it was a handball there, but yeah, that was close. So it looked like it did go off of Girardello. But we play on. He's asking the Botafogo players asking for the referee to check it out on the VAR. You see Victor Cuesta, the Argentine international, pleading his case against Vargas. Masal been arguably the best player so far for Botafogo, beating his man down the left flank so far in this one. The stutter step. Manson. The curler punched away by Budinho. The ball still inside the box. And this time, Budinho able to corral it. Budinho joining Patronato in 2023 after a stint with Quilmes. Just 27 years of age. They change sides for Esquivel. Esquivel. And well defended by Massa. El Patron pushing forward. Damien Arce. With the step over. Arce! We go the other way with Carlos Alberto. Girardello. Able to stay on his feet. Sorry, guys. Got to hydrate a little bit while the ball goes out of bounds. The pass for Arce. Cuesta hits the deck. Arce against Junior Santos. Plays it out wide for Gaston Novero. Novero against Di Placido. Chamorro. Valdez Chamorro again. And El Patron resets the lofty pass intended for Gaston Novero, but a sloppy challenge by Valdez Chamorro, and he's going to get the caution. So the first booking of the evening for El Santo, and it comes at minute 32. Here's one more look. Yeah. So the elbow to the face of Di Placido looks like that did give him a cut. I saw the blood on his face. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so just could have been a red card for Valdez Chamorro. He got lucky that he only got a yellow card. So a yellow card for each side so far. Once again, the winner of this matchup will face Guarani in the round of 16. There's a look at Claudio Casapa, the interim head coach. Bruno Lage getting introduced in Rio, and will be taking over the reins soon for Los Albinegros. Bruno Lage was the head coach of Benfica from 2018 to 2020, just 47 years of age. Botafogo fought to a 1-1 draw against Magallanes on match day 6 and finished the group phase with 10 points. O Glorioso reached the quarterfinals of this tournament in 2008 and in 2009. In 2008, lost in the quarters against Estudiantes de La Plata. And then, of course, in 2009, O Glorioso bowing out against Cerro Porteño, the Paraguayan Giants. The Paraguayan Giants bowed out in the group phase after finishing in last place of the Copa Libertadores de América. Long lofty pass, Budinho. This time it's played forward by Girardello. Carlos Alberto doing battle against Esquivel. Able to get a boot to it, but to no avail. And lots of sloppy passes with this difficult conditions, lots of rain. The rain has kind of stopped, but nonetheless, the puddles are still out there. As these two sides continue the road to Montevideo where the final will be played on October the 28th. So many good teams out of Montevideo. Peñarol, Nacional. Both of those teams, former champs of the Libertadores. However, it's been a long time for a Uruguayan team to capture a CONMEBOL tournament at the club level. That is, of course, the La Celeste winning the 2011 Copa America. But they haven't won a CONMEBOL competition in over 30 years. Nonetheless, the match will be played in Montevideo. Of course, a city that hosted the 1930 World Cup. And there's Di Placido. Job well done by the medical staff for Los Albinegros. Long throw in by Di Placido. Still no score in this one from the Estadio Bartolomé Grela. We mentioned Botafogo only losing on 2 occasions so far in 14 match days of the Brasileirão. The 10-point cushion over Flamengo and Gremio, both with 26 points. As Novero hits the deck. Yeah, Novelo. Bit of acting there against Di Placido. One back by Carlos Eduardo. Junior Santos. Poor touch by Nicolás Domingo. Junior Santos has space. Sergio Ojeda looking to close the gap. Junior Santos. But in the right spot, Lautaro Gimignani. Victor Cuesta plays it inside the 6. The keeper stays on his line. Oh, a chance. Golden chance here for O Glorioso. Was there contact inside the box? We're going to see in just a moment. Carlos Alberto. Played it nicely by Victor Cuesta. Oh, and there was some contact there. What will the referee do? Victor Cuesta plays it where he needs to, just outside the 6. And you see the last part of Carlos Alberto sending it over the woodwork. But definitely some contact there by Girardello. Definitely contact. And just surprised that the referee won't even look at it on the VAR. He has all the assistants there. That's just, yeah. Nonetheless, we play on. Yeah, but Jerry Vargas, I think he missed that one. Should have at least taken another look at it. A possible missed call there. Budinho puts a boot to it. It's headed forward by Danilo. All the way back, Lucas Peji. The line drive clearance. And Budinho will reset for El Santo.